Hello, folks, and you might be wondering, but Luca, you completed Devil May Cry, DMC Devil May Cry, whatever the hell they want to call it. What are you doing back here? Well, there's some DLC. We're gonna play it. Let's hope it doesn't suck. Alright, folks, I actually did like a 2-hour session of this, and I didn't like it. This DLC was repetitive, just take wave after wave after wave, okay, move to the next area, wave after wave, a little bit of storytelling, wave, 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 more storytelling, wave, wave, wave. I didn't expect much coming into it. I mean, I'm going to show you snippets of stuff that's really important, like this right here, not the fight. I mean, you might see parts of the fight, but all you really need to see is Vergil fighting this monster to save his mother. And you can tell by my voice I didn't like it. I'm kind of pissed off at it, actually, because this DLC was bleh. It had a lot to do with me getting frustrated, because it was just throwing wave after wave. Like I said, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say wave after wave of times. This didn't make me dislike the game anymore, but it did nothing for me as far as liking or disliking Vergil. In fact, I think I feel about the same with him. He's a duke. He's a duke, apparently. He's a douche for the sake of being a douche, and I think Ninja Theory was a little bit lazy with that. Because the old Vergil, the way he worked was, he believed in possessing absolute power, but he wasn't a complete and utter dick. He wouldn't just kill a baby for the sake of killing a baby. If he wanted to kill somebody, he'd at least look him in the face when he did it, whereas you saw this Vergil just snipe a pregnant demon woman, Lilith, and then kill Lilith, basically. It's like, okay, so Vergil has no problem shooting somebody behind, when they're not looking. And this Vergil was nothing compared to the old one. I mean, the old Dante was, or not the old Dante, the new Dante was passable for me. Not as good as the old one by any stretch of the fucking imagination, but the new one, I couldn't really get behind him, but I could say, alright, whatever, he gets a pass, I can accept him for what he is. And there is only one boss fight, which I'm going to fast forward here in a moment to show you that, because again, that's part of the thing that matters, because prior to this, it was just Vergil basically fighting his inner demons of guilt that he feels after getting his ass handed to him by Dante. And now he's trying to find a purpose, and his purpose is like, I just want absolute power, because that's pretty much all I have left since I backstabbed everybody. And what really got to me was he's running into these like people posing as like his former friends or whatever, and they're going on saying, you used us, you betrayed us. It's like, yeah, actually they're right. And it does it in a way where you're supposed to feel bad for Vergil, but he made his own bed and he slept in it. He can't deal with it? Well, sucks to be him. That just makes him more fucking whiny ass than he was beforehand. I mean, you think about what he did as soon as you defeated Mundus. It's like, oh, alright, now the path is clear for us to rule. And Dante and Cat are like, huh? Come again? And Dante says, I didn't defeat Mundus just so you could replace him. And Vergil gets all hissy-fisy. Well, if you don't want to rule, you can just stand aside and let me handle things. And Dante's like, fuck no, dude. I didn't do this just so we could have Mundus 2.0. And so he's now wandering through the depths of hell, trying to redeem himself in his own eyes. And so it's like, I don't care if Vergil does or doesn't, because he was a dick. But anyway, this scene here is him running into his mother, and basically she was the one kind of guiding him to her, but he also has this like this evil side of him telling him stuff like, you got betrayed, you were right, and now it's time for you to make amends and all this stuff with yourself, and take revenge. Basically, it's what it's building up to. So it's gonna sequel bait. And you see here, he's telling his mother that I killed Dante, even though it wasn't really Dante, it was just like a spirit version of him. It was Vergil's hatred of Dante manifested into this entity, this albino entity. I shit you not, you'll see the albino version of Vergil, and he looks kind of scary, kind of creepy, what have you. But again, I really didn't care what was going on. I had no fucking care in the world for what was going on. Because Vergil's a detestable character in this, and not in the same way that even Mundus from the original DMC was. The original DMC, that Mundus was this omniscient demon lord from hell that when you see him, stand up and he like breaks that statue and then you see him in his form, you're like, oh shit, it's like Zeus with wings. Holy shit. And the Mundus in this one to me felt more controlling, manipulative, diabolical. And so each, the two variations have their own positives to them. And I'm going to pause the video so I can flash forward to this a little bit. So give me one moment. Okay, and here we have Vergil looking all demonic-eyed. Like, oh, power, I need power. He's like a drug addict now. And then there's that demonic Vergil I was talking about. And he's like been saying, hey, this, that, and the other. Now, the animation for these cutscenes I thought was awesome. It felt very comic booky, and I kind of liked that. There's the albino Vergil, or Hollow Vergil, who's the only boss you fight in this, the only legitimate boss. And, oh man, did I struggle against him. You'll see me fail quite numerous amounts of times. Overall, playing as Vergil, was it fun? I guess. I felt Dante was a lot more well-designed. I thought he was better. But, on that same token, it was just, I suppose I can throw a little bit of background noise here. You'll probably hear... Actually, no, I can't do that, because you'll hear me talk over myself, which would be kind of funny. Actually, that might add to it. But if they come out with... I don't want them to come out with another DLC. I want them to focus on a sequel. A full-blown sequel to this, if they're doing anything. Yeah, there you see me swearing. This was just frustrating. This DLC in general just frustrated me. I was going to upload it as it was, but I didn't talk hardly at all because I had to focus on what was going on, and I was getting frustrated. And it's like, I don't have anything witty to say, because if I say anything, it's just going to be me spewing curse words, and it's going to make no sense at all. I think this is where he actually beats me. Well, not this instant, but we're going to get to that point where he beats me, so I might want to flash forward to where the fight... Alright, go do your lame ass whatever. Oh, and then he goes up here. I could not for the life of me figure out how to dodge that thing. It's like you have a second react like that, you dodge, you just get out of the way. Alright, that's pretty straightforward. That, I don't know what you did. How do you fucking dodge that shit? Exactly, old me, past me. How do you fucking dodge that shit? I had no idea. I tried everything and I couldn't figure it out. I'll probably go on YouTube and look it up and see, like, oh, it's probably gonna be something relatively simple. And I don't really have much else to say about this DLC. Just Ninja Theory come out with another DMC. I liked it enough for me to say I want a sequel to this. I think a sequel will be good, and hopefully, we won't have deja vu with DMC2 being complete and utter crap. Although I think that had a lot to do with the writers, not the programmers so much, like the people that designed the actual game, the individual people, not Capcom. Yeah, this is where I'm about to beat him. Kick his ass past me, kick his ass! And the albino Vergil is defeated. That was a lame boss, if I'm being honest. But I beat him, so can't complain too much.
We're one and the same. Vergil?
Thank you.
You deceived us, Vergil. Me and your brother.
That's Cat.
You don't belong anywhere.
Dante.
What have you become? Where's your heart?
We are one. If I can quote the Lich King there. let's see that ending cutscene. You get to play as this new demonic Vergil. It looks kind of cool, reminiscent of the old one for sure. But meh, where's that cutscene at? How the frick does it begin? Game over. I don't know how many times I got that screen. No, wait. Finally, God. Essentially, what I'm giving you guys is the cliff notes of this DLC. Just so, if I do Let's Play of DMC, DMC2, whatever the hell they decided to call it, you know what's going on, and I don't have to recap. Well, I will recap, but at least you'll be like, oh, visually, this is what's going on.
I am free now, Father.
I think Munda's got replaced. Yep. Oh, that is a sequel baiting. I don't know what is. I'm gonna be honest with you folks, I admit I sucked at that badly. Well, not as badly as it could have been, I guess, but honestly that was nothing more than a grind fest. Good storytelling. I'll give it that, good storytelling. Can't really justify Vergil's way of thinking, but whatever. I mean, they reversed it around so that it's more like, oh, well, I guess we noticed he was kind of a douchebag for the sake of a douchebag, so now we're just going to make him evil for the sake of being evil because we need a bad guy. Yep, I liked old Vergil better. Way better. I mean, I can give new Dante a pass. He doesn't measure up to the old Dante at all, but I can give him a pass for being what he is. A teenager swearing like he discovered swearing for the first time. But yeah, that was kind of frustrating, and it wasn't. There was just no substance to that, really. If I'm being perfectly honest, there was just no substance to that. And I'm thinking about splitting this up into 4 parts, because, 2 hours, wow. That was a grind fest. Past me isn't kidding, that was. It gave me one boss fight that was frustrating as hell. And there were no cues to do things, none of that. It's just, oh, attack him and hope for the best, and I couldn't figure out how to dodge that stupid sword thing. Yeah, the vanilla game. See, I've been playing Fallout too much. I'm calling it vanilla game now, but But as a DLC, was that any good? No, really. No. That was not a good DLC. Did I have fun? No, not really. I think it was obvious I was not having fun. Yeah, at best this is just watch me rage, and hopefully you're entertained by that. But otherwise, I'm not even sure this is worth uploading. Ugh. I mean, they introduced what, maybe 3 new enemies. The bird guys, which, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Yeah, if Ninja Theory, just come out with a second Devil May Cry DLC. It's not your strong point, at least with this one. No. Was it terrible and unplayable? But no, it really wasn't. I had it on, what difficulty did I have it on? DMC Devil May Cry. DMC Devil May Cry, because I don't know why they called it DMC Devil May Cry. That is the dumbest fucking thing they did. If there's anything I can put on the top tier, even above Dante, it's the fucking name. It's like they talked to the guy that named the Xbox One. Even though I think I heard, which I think is kind of funny, is that Sony has put a patent on the number 2. I think that probably is bullshit, but if that is true, wow. You can put a patent on anything these days. I think I played it on Nephilim, yeah. But anyway, folks, I just wanted to give you guys like the cliff notes of this to just show you like, oh, hey, here's the DLC. Here's the story. Here's what happens. Vergil has a PMS fest where he thinks that he's right, even though he feels that he's wrong, even though he feels that he's right. And so he fights his inner demons, and lo and behold, he becomes Mundus 2.0. Good for him. Gee, I wonder what this is going to amount to in DMC2. Probably his death. Wouldn't bother me none. Although I still think that they should have gone for maybe a more anti-hero Vergil. You know, Dante's like a Goku and Vegeta type of deal. Where Dante's the good guy, he does good things. Vergil, he's hit or miss. Like, he is at odds with himself. Whereas this one just wraps it up into a nice little bundle and says, oh yeah, he's evil, by the way. He's coming back and he's going to want to kill everybody. So, I hope this is something of, we have like an Arkham type guy, where he's kind of playing the strings and he meets Vergil and pretends to be like his confidant or whatever. And Dante's trying to convince Vergil, and then you have Dante and Vergil going head to head. And then this guy reveals his plans, and he's like, oh, hey, I was just stringing you along. I'm going to get the power of Sparta, and then I'm going to combine it with the power of Mundus. That would be epic. Seeing somebody try to combine Sparta and Mundus' power into one thing. Oh, that would be epic. But the way that they had Mundus, and this is me kind of thinking that they're not gonna bring Mundus back, if not, at least not in the next one, is that they make it seem like that he and Sparta were just two demons that grew their power and rose to significance, whereas Mundus was the emperor, the overlord by default, and he was the creator of demons. Basically, he was the evil version of God, if you will. If Christianity exists in this, and Christianity is the absolute truth, there is God, and then there is Mundus, who is the evil God. So, yeah. Now, how do I feel about the Nephilim and the demons and all that? Again, it's a new, fresh take. The only real gripes I have about the main game itself is Vergil, not the characterization. Well, actually, yeah, the characterization, the dialogue minus Mundus. Anything Mundus says, I'm like, yeah, he seems like a typical corporate bastard, and I kind of like that modern interpretation of it all. Like, the story is great. I love the story. Ugh, man, my voice went funny there. The story is great. Love the story. Storytelling good. Dialogue bad. Gameplay good. Visualizations great. Overall 7 out of 10. Maybe 7.5 if I want to feel a little generous. Because but does the DLC weigh it down for me? No, not at all. I've played bad DLC. Fallout 3, one of my most favorite games. I consider all 4 DLCs to be lackluster at best. The Pit, as good as it was, it's still too damn short, and that weighs it down. Not significantly, but it does weigh it down. Whereas New Vegas is all of its DLCs felt a little bit rewarding in their own way, if not through storytelling, then through the items you got. You know, it's not like Fallout 3 where Operation Anchorage, you buy the items and bam! Or you buy the DLC and bam, here's all these items. All you gotta do is do this little first-person shooter questline deal and bam, all these items can be yours for the amazing price of, like, however much that DLC cost back in the day. I don't know. I bought the Game of the Year edition, so I got all the DLCs and everything else wrapped up into a nice little bundle and given to me for $60. But anyway, folks, I've gone on for nearly 20 minutes. You've seen 20 minutes worth of footage and about 5 minutes worth of a black screen. So with that being said, that's it for DMC, unless they come out with another DLC. God, wow, that sounded funny. DMC, DLC. WTF. Anyway, folks, see you all for whatever Let's Play I take on next.